You know, Spike, we pissed off some people, and this is something I wanted to talk about before we get out of here. There's two more things I want to talk about. So my little idea or speculation or thought about High Limit buying the Lucas Oil late models in the future and High Limit Racing being sprint cars and late models under one banner and being a package deal that you would sell to 20 or 25 events in a year, that group together, because events are what's taken over motorsports and weekly racing is not. So 20 to 25 events is huge. And being able to package this sport like the NHRA does with Top Fuel and Funny Car, which in my opinion, sprint car and late model can be replaced in that situation. I would much rather the dirt world be closer to an NHRA that is Top Fuel and Funny Car than the oval world that is NASCAR and IndyCar. Those two things are separated so much and have hatred and animosity. And yeah, there's some that talk nice, but there's open wheel and there's stock car. There's IndyCar, NASCAR, and they are separated beyond belief. The fan base is everybody. Whereas NHRA, everybody, you may like Top Fuel more, you may like Funny Car more, you may talk shit about which one looks which and which one's better, but they're still under the same banner. You buy a ticket to NHRA, you go and support both, you go and view both, and you can also appreciate both forms of drag racing. I think that's a way better model to go with this dirt racing thing than the NASCAR, IndyCar versus split up route. So in that aspect, I think it's a great idea. But we pissed off some really high up people. I mean, above the dirt world. Above the dirt world. And they were sent our show, two of them actually, the one where we were drunk for 4 hours, me, you, and you, Spike, and then my video the other day where I started speculating all this. And they gave me a message and a phone number to call. And in this phone number, I started off, I was like, look, I don't know what y'all want to talk about, but at the end of the day, my show is about my thoughts, and my show is also, coined as saying facts are boring and speculation is fun. This stuff is about having fun, after all. For me, it's about having fun and thinking about things that are possible. And like I said, I think it's a really good idea if that was to potentially happen. But they were not too happy about this. And they even was explaining on how some stuff with Flow operates and some stuff with Lucas Oil, how it's going to operate, and wanted me to know that they are the main reason that they rebranded High Limit to High Limit Racing. And he also wanted me to know that if I had been paying attention, my fat ass would know that HighLimitRacing.com has been High Limit's website address this entire time. Even when it was named High Limit Sprint Car Series or whatever, it had been named High Limit Racing the entire time. So he was just saying they just kind of rebranded it all because he suggested it, for one. And for two, it makes it a little more simplified. So I don't know, obviously this person had some draw and seemed very serious. But he's not from the dirt world. And I don't think this person understands how things operate down in the dirt. My old song, or the song coming up, Down in These Roots. Not just in the dirt, but down in these roots on the underground. And down in the roots, behind the scenes of this dirt world. The roots are dirty, buddy. The roots are dirty, and things can be happening and even be a surprise for some of these people. It could happen and be a surprise. So, I think what needs to happen to get to the bottom of this is I could try to ask Brad Sweet to come on. He's probably out completely. I could ask Kyle, which me and Kyle would have the greatest bit. me and Kyle Larson on a talk would be like me or like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk for the dirt world, or better than that. I mean, what could me and Kyle Larson in an interview be described upon as two people? Would that be, like Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather? What would the degree? At what numbers? Like I saw the numbers they pulled on their press conference for High Limit, which was okay. But what would the numbers logistically be if me and Kyle Larson were to do a talk show and it be promoted like, say, a week or 2 or 3 days, 4, 5, a week out, just a week out. Next week, we're going to have Kyle Larson live on the Chaz. Just that damn title alone is going to have the biggest numbers in online dirt racing live streamery. It's unbelievable. And I would love, I tried to talk him into it one-on-one in any race car he wants outside of a sprint car, and he's in trouble. I don't even care if it's a super late model. I just need 1 or 2 days testing. I'll put it on his ass. Either I'm beating him or I'm sending him out the park. One of the two. That's why I say anything but a sprint car, because I don't want to kill him. I just want to get him out of the way. But outside of all that, I think we need to have the next closest guy who's going to know something about this, because the sweet Larson side of the fence, it's full of smartwatches and re-racks and extra laps and heat races and who cares about the rules. Whereas the guy I'm thinking I need to talk to knows a little bit more, and he's from a normal world, a normal racing world. And I think I need to talk to Rick Schwale. And if you don't know who that is the director of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. So this higher up guy who came calling to me today, telling me this, that, and the other, is he right or is he wrong? I don't know. He acted like he was very serious and very important. But maybe having Rick Schwale from the Lucas Oil Late Model side hear my idea on this high limit racing situation and getting his opinion on if it's going to happen or how stupid or smart I might be is the better way to go about it. So, I think that is who we need to have on the show, is Rick Schwale. So maybe we'll see if we can make that happen. I don't know if we can. Rick kind of stays in the background a lot. It's hard to bring him out. It's not as hard as getting Broke Joe to come out of the shop, but it's pretty damn difficult. This guy likes to let as I think, well, actually, he told me last year at Deer Creek, we just like to have our play on the field do all the talking. We don't like to talk much. We like to have results. That's how Lucas Oil, that's how he operates. He's more of a results-based guy. He drives to shops, meets with teams, talks to people. He's a very busy guy. I'm sure we could catch him, though, on the phone for a few hours up and down the road. But I'm just saying, he's a behind-the-scene guy, and he likes Lucas Oil to get the credit. He ain't necessarily a face of the Lucas Oil Late. Well, he is. He is the operationer, but you don't really see that face out there a lot. It ain't like Barry Braun and XR. It's very correlated. You feel the same. It ain't like Brian Carter and World Racing Group. That goes hand in hand. You hear that. You hear that. You hear that. It ain't like Sweet and Larson in High Limit. It's like the faces in the industry. There really ain't that for Lucas Oil. The play on the field is what matters. And Rick's kind of like a Bill Belichick, if you will. I mean, Lucas Oil is the most successful dirt racing organization I think that we have right now, especially when you consider the amount of competitors in the competition level. And they tried the chase. That could be a great discussion to talk about the chase. So, this sumbitch calls me today, says all this, that, and the other. Let's see what the late model guys have to say about all this sprint car stuff. So we're going to work on getting Rick Schwale. This is a call out if he wants to call. I'm sure he'll hear about what I'm having to say right now. But we'll see if we can make that happen. And that will be the interesting show. Outside of if Kyle Larson really wants to step, and I would like to have Kyle step up and potentially come and be a person on the show. And I don't even want to sit here and argue with him. I want to talk about his racing career. And I don't want to talk about his racing career the way other people have. I want to hear about Kyle Larson's racing career from how it really started to how he really got where he's at. And that means step by step. I want to hear, okay, you were running outlaw carts. Okay, so who did you meet? How did this go? How did this happen? The most extensive potentially helping hand for other racers and young people who want to come up on how many things had to go right for a particular person to get where they are today. I don't know. It might be a long list, might be a short one, but it'd be an interesting list that I think a lot of people would like to hear. We could sit here and talk about how Kyle went from Toyota to Chevy because of Ganassi drop. Is it that simple, or did this happen? Did that happen behind the scenes in front of everybody? What happened? How did it go? And then if he wants to argue with me and call me a dumbass, that's fucking fine. I hear it from 10,000 Larson Knights all the time. Who cares if I hear it from Larson himself? That'll be so hard. I can't handle it. Oh, God. Now, if Caitlyn said that to me, I'd start fucking crying, but she's a decent person. Regardless.
This is how we ride. This is how we do.